A very good morning to my dear student. After long days, so we're back to our normal class. Welcome to my class. In our last class, so we have studied about the theory and law of supply. So today we'll be discussing about the movement along the same supply curve. Okay, movement along same supply curve or change in the quantity supplied. Change in the quantity supplied. So see here. So change in the quantity supplied. So how the quantity supply changes while other factors remaining constant. Okay, other factors remaining constant here. So upward movement or extension of the supply curve. Upward movement of the supply curve or extension of the supply curve. So other things being equal, other things means other determinants. Okay, other things means other determinants remaining equal when the price of the commodity changes, the supply for the commodity also changes. Okay, when the price of the commodity increases, the supply for the commodity will also increase, and when the price of the commodity will decrease, the supply for the commodity will also decrease. Okay, so see here price, when the price is rupees 5, the quantity demanded is rupees 100. When the price increase from 5 to 6 rupees, okay, when the price increase from 5 to 6 rupees, the quantity demanded for the commodity also increase from 100 to 120. 100 to 120. So now you can see the curve which is drawn for you. Okay, see here. When the price is OP, when the price is OP, the quantity supplied for the commodity is, okay, OS. When the price is OP, the quantity supplied for the commodity is OS. When the price increase from OP to OP1, price increase. Here, when the price will increase, the quantity supplied will also increase. When the price will increase, the quantity supplied will also increase. When the price increase from OP to OP1, in that case, the quantity supplied for the commodity, it also increase from OS to OS1. OS1. The supply curve, see here. The supply curve, it is moving upward. You can see upward. Okay. You see the arrow. Okay, from OP to OP1 it is moving, so upward it is moving. From here it is going to this side. From point A, the supply curve is going to point B, means it is moving upward, and it is denoted by SS, supply. Okay, supply curve. And the gap which you can see here, this is the gap of extension. This is the gap of extension. Okay, so this is what, okay, the upward movement of the supply curve. So next we will be moving towards the downward movement of the supply curve. Okay, next we will come towards the downward movement or contraction. Earlier it was upward movement and expansion or extension. Now it is downward movement and or contraction of the supply curve. So in upward movement, the definition was other things being equal when supply of a commodity expand, okay, due to rise in its price. But here it will be just opposite. It will be just opposite. Other things being equal when supply of a commodity falls or decrease. Okay, falls or decrease. Why? Due to fall in its price or decrease in its price. Okay, due to fall in its price or decrease in its price. So here, what is happening? the price of the commodity decreasing, so as the supply of the commodity also. Okay, when the price was rupees 6, the quantity supplied was 120, and when the price decreased from rupees 5 to rupees 6, the quantity supplied also decreased from 120 to 100. Okay, this I have shown you in the chart. See, you can see here. When the price was rupees 6, the quantity supplied was 120. When the price decreased from rupees 5 to 6, the quantity supplied also decreased from 120 to 100. 120 to 100. So you can see here, when the price earlier, when the price was OP, and when it increased to OP1, but now when the price is OP, okay, the quantity supplied is OS. When the price is OP, the quantity supplied is OS. When the price of the commodity decreases from OP to OP1, when the price of the commodity decreases from OP to OP1, the quantity supplied for the commodity also decreases from OS to OS1. OS to OS1. Earlier it was interchange. Earlier the price increased, but now the price is decreased. Okay, and it is shown by the upward movement of the supply curve. Okay, SS. So point A and point B. Here it is the downward movement of the supply curve. The supply curve is moving down. So this gap, you can see this gap, from up to down. Okay, it is downward movement of the supply curve. So yeah, downward. This gap is the contraction. This much is the contraction. Earlier this was the expansion or extension, but now it became the contraction. Why? Because the price decreased, so as the supply for the commodity also decrease. Okay, so movement along the same supply curve or change in the quantity supplied, there are two. Okay, upward movement and downward movement. Upward movement and downward movement. Here the price of the commodity changes, but other factors remain constant. Price of the commodity changes, but other factors remain constant. Okay, in here upward movement, we have seen that the price of the commodity increase. Okay, same as the supply of the commodity also increase, but other things being equal. So similar way, when you see about the downward shift or downward movement or contraction, downward movement or the contraction of the supply curve, here other things being equal, when the supply of a commodity falls, due to fall in its price. Okay, so chart I have given in your upward movement, the price was here 5 and 6. Okay, 5 and 6, why? Because increase in the price from 5 to 6. Similar way, increase in the quantity, 100, 120 it was. Here it was 100, here it was 120. So the curve was also, it was just opposite. Okay, when the price was OP, the quantity supplied was OS here. When the price increased from OP to OP1, the quantity supplied also increased from OS to OS1. This was for upward movement. Okay, don't get puzzled. Upward movement, and the supply curve was upward movement. Okay, upward. So it was in this type arrow. And now this is the Downward movement. See, downward movement, when the price is 6, the quantity supplied is 120. When the price, decrease from 6 to 5, the quantity supplied also decrease from 120 to 100. Okay, you can see the chart. When the price is OP, the quantity supplied is OS. When the price decrease from OP to OP1, the quantity supplied also decrease from OS to OS1. Okay, you can see the downward movement of the supply curve, and this gap is contraction. Okay, so this is movement along the same supply curve. Movement along the same supply curve. Okay, same supply curve, movement along. So hope you have understood this. Okay, next we will be going towards the shift of a supply curve. Okay, shift of a supply curve. So in our movement along the same supply curve, so we have learned that other things remain constant, but the price changes. But in the shift, the price remain constant, but other factors changes. Okay, other factors changes. Here we learn about increase in the supply and decrease in the supply curve. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, let me erase. So now it is shift of the supply curve or change in supply. So here it is divided into two sections: increase in supply and decrease in supply. Increase in supply and decrease in supply. So when the producers are willing to supply more at the same price, when the producers are willing to supply more, see here, when the producers are willing to supply more at the same price, the price is same, but what is changing? Other factors, due to change in other factors, it is called as increase in supply. It is called as increase in supply. So government policy can change, the taxation system can change, subsidies can be provided. Whatever the determinants we have studied in the last class, so that is the other factors. If that the changes are there which will be good for the producers, then the producer will produce more. Just see, same price with 5, supply is more, 100, 120. You can say the government policy can change. Means the producers are provided more relaxation in the taxes, as well as they are provided subsidy also. Because of that only, the same price, the producers are ready to produce more as compared to earlier. You can see when the price is OP, the quantity supplied was OS, but due to change in other factors, at the same price OP, the quantity supplied increases from OS to OS1. OS to OS1. So you can see the supply curve. At OS, the supply curve is here, and at OS1, the supply curve has shifted towards the right hand side. Towards the right hand side, the supply curve is shifted towards the right hand side. OS. So it is S1, point A and point B. So this gap is the increase. This gap is the increase in supply. Next we will be doing the decrease in supply. Decrease in supply. So when the producers are willing to supply in place of more, just write it less. That means only when the producers are willing to supply less at the same price due to change in other factors. Due to change in other factors. Okay? So, okay, decrease in supply. When the producers are willing to supply less at the same price due to change in other factors. So, this is enough. Okay, the producers are now supplying less because the government policies have changed. Now more and more taxes the government is imposing, so now the supplier are discouraged to supply more. Okay, now they are supplying less at the same price, and earlier when the price was same, the quantity supplied was 150, but now it is decreased from 120 to 100. Okay, you can see the chart. Let's make some changes in the chart. Okay, just take it left for direction. Everything is fine there. Okay, so when the price was OP, the quantity supplied was OS. Okay, when there was a change in the other factors like government policy imposing of more taxes and all, in that case the producers got discouraged and they are supplying less. So the supply curve, it shifted from OS to OS1. Okay, so here you can see the curve, supply curve, and this is denoted by decrease in supply. Okay, it is also called leftward shift of the supply curve, and earlier one, increase in supply, it is also called rightward shift of the supply curve. Okay, so this is what is there in our today's syllabus. So thank you for watching the video.